Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, if you're wondering why I'm always smiling when I'm doing my introduction, it's because I'm watching my VU meter, and if if it records anything, I'm like thrilled. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting here in front of the microphone talking, and if anything is showing up on the screen, I'm like, oh, this is awesome, even if the quality is really bad. So let me tell you what I want to talk about. This is kind of unfortunate, right? Because I want to complain. I think I need to complain. I think that men need to complain. So what I want to talk about is how to get along in an unjust, unfair world that is designed for fat, unattractive women and weak men. Now, I think as a strong, upstanding man, I think you can understand what's going on and what has happened. The thing is that it's happened pretty slowly. It's happened over the course of, 10, 20, 50 years. So it's really hard to pinpoint what's going on. But overall, I think that there's no doubt that, you as a good, upstanding, strong man, I think you understand exactly what's going on, even though it wasn't this sort of, day and night transition. Because what you're looking at is the very values that you were raised to embody. And I use the word raised, right? But no, we were bred, we were conditioned for humanity. Okay, these are the values that were indoctrinated into us, and if we didn't go along with them, we were punished. And the idea was that if you were this hardworking, honest man who overcame obstacles and didn't get all emotional in the details, that you would get ahead in the world. And this makes perfect sense because who else would get ahead other than the person who is focused, committed, doesn't get sidetracked, stays on course, and does not abuse other people and is not emotionally abusive to others and to themselves. Who else would get ahead? Who else do you want flying the plane, right? But of course, that's no longer the world we live in. We live in a world that's made for, fat, unattractive women and weak men who follow after them. To me, it really is like Eve offering the apple to Adam in the Garden of Eden. But it's happening every day, 20, 30 times a day. So if you, as a man, wish to follow your lust, your desire to reproduce, your desire to replicate your DNA, your desire to secure the most attractive woman, if that's all you're doing, you're kind of like a fish, that's grabbed a hook, and now you're on the hook. And this is what men have been experiencing. I've likened it to the idea of building a family and then taking your family as a man out onto the thin ice and walking around on the thin ice. And it's not like, gee, it might break. No, it's going to break. The question is merely when and how, and what kind of condition are you going to be in when it breaks. So it's very frustrating for the man and, plenty of women too, the good people, to be doing the right things in the right way, and they're getting punished for it. And the people doing the wrong thing in the wrong way, they're getting rewarded for it. Now, this makes sense, right? Because if you're in an unjust world, if you're in an unjust game, and you try to follow the rules, the people who are benefiting by cheating the game, they want you out of the game, right? So that's what's happened. Okay, the good, hardworking, honest person with decent values has been edged out of the game. There's no place for them. And you could liken this to an animal's hunting grounds. Okay, you have no hunting grounds. Now you say, that's fine, I'm just going to go my own way. I'm just going to turn my back on all of this and go my own way. The problem is that we're a connected society. You're really not going, out into the wilderness to live in a cave and to be completely isolated. That's not what's going on. The internet's here, banks are here, the Telephone, the network systems are here. The electrical grid is here. We're paying bills here. You're interacting with the people here. To turn your back on that is to turn your back on life itself. Now you have no connection. Now you are a single, isolated man all alone. Now, the idea is that you should be able to, to do just fine in that situation. But that's not the reality of the situation. And it's unfair to put the very people, the good, just people that we want to build a system for so that the system can perpetuate and sustain them with their good values. They're being destroyed. They're falling by the wayside. They are, they're becoming a smaller and smaller part of our population. And the thing is that in doing this, we destroy the foundation, the basis, the processes that sustain and maintain and build our future and sustain us with prosperity into the future. So it really is like, okay, you could eat, all of your winter supplies right now and get all fat. But, then you're going to starve for the rest of the winter. And we're, with people that want to eat all of the supplies. And they want to be happy right now. But, of course, anybody with any intelligence recognizes, well, you're going to run out, It's like socialism and communism is a great system until you run out of other people's money to give away. And if your compassion and sympathy for the suffering masses who do not have access to all the resources is so great that you undermine the idea of personal property, and you're going to be like, well, we're going to take, the means of production, we're going to take the resources and we're going to distribute them equally because that's how good and compassionate we are. Well, you kill motivated self-interest. You kill the drive for the individual to actually build the company. And this is being done on a nationwide scale and has been being done on a nationwide scale. There's a reason why a deal is coming your way. And the deal is that you'll get a living wage, but you will not be allowed to work and you will not be allowed to save. And any bit of that money that you don't spend in the given period, you don't get to save it. It'll just be gone. And if you think that this means that you get, a free and easy life, what it actually means is that you get tied and bound to the government. And if the government can give you everything that you need to have a good life, guess what? Then they can take it away too. And it's the threat of taking it away. Understand that the threat of excluding people from the group, is one of their main powers. This is one of the fundamental foundations of how this con job has worked. This is how you trick the people with good values that are sustainable into abandoning them and adopting values that are in the moment and will in fact lead to their destruction. This is the process. On the plus side, the system is changing. We're uncovering all of the corruption, all of the fraud, all of the waste that finds its way into the system when you run the system according to, individual egos, wants and desires, and not based on time-tested tradition. This does not make me a tradcon. This makes me somebody who appreciates things that work. This makes me a very practical objectivist, is what's going on here. So it's changing, because the damage has become so bad and so extensive that, we have to make this change. Otherwise, it's our destruction. Of course, the problem is that the people who have been raised in this system and who have adopted this system, can they ever come back to virtue, to merit, to strength, to honesty, to integrity? Can they ever come back? And the answer seems to be no. This is replicated in, some of the mouse utopia experiments where the mice who have been given the mouse utopia but then go insane. It's kind of like a consumer society for mice where they just get everything they want without any effort. But then they turn on each other and they go insane and they start attacking each other and they don't take care of anything around them. So what happens when the mouse is in that situation and then you take him out of that situation and put him into a normal, healthy, natural environment? Does he get better? Does he adapt? And the answer is no. They've already been conditioned, so what's going to happen now? What's going to happen with all of these fat, unattractive, entitled women? And what's going to happen with all these weak, thirsty, blue pill men who chase after them like this is the meaning and purpose of life? Now that we come back into a system where a man has to be strong and capable and, worthy of some sort of social credibility, and a woman can't trade on her, victim status and emotionality, what happens? How are we going to adapt? And even the good people who have held on to their honor and to their integrity and to their values, their ethics, their core beliefs, how are we going to move forward? The system is changing. The sensibilities that people are using to govern their daily lives are changing. But can we get back, or can we create something new? These are some of my questions. I know this is a very vague topic, a very general overall, large picture view, but that's what I like to do. So let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate. I would really appreciate it. And join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.